Okay, one more shot to investigate if Fallen Land 2 is for you or not. So these are the mission cards, and these are the city red cards. So if you end up on a radiation or city, then you draw from this deck. Let's see what have we here. So mission cards, they are random places on. So you're at random spots on the map where you rolled mission 1. So then you would take a mission. The top mission can be any mission. So here you have, for example, the Rise of the Sky Devils. Place your party at location 58. So even if you are at 99, where you rolled mission 1 token, you're now just being teleported to location 58. It makes, to me, it makes no sense, because how did you get there? So there are many of those teleports. So for example, place your party on the nearest neutral faction's starting town location. A neutral faction is a faction that is just there and not in play by a player. Here, place your party on the nearest city hex. So irrespective of where you are, you get teleported there. So you're skittering around the map, basically. The map is just some kind of, yeah, nondescript playing grounds. So here it refers to the Sky Devil's parachutes. So if you have, so you do some random skill check, and skill checks, they are basically anything except that the last two is a mandatory skill check. So you would have to have 8 skulls and 6 diplomacy, and you can choose to roll for optional skill checks, OSCs. And if you and the OSCs only count if you have a success on the mandatory ones. So if they are a failure, then these don't do anything. So the outcome of a card is a success, optional skill success, a failure, or an optional skills check failure. And the optional skill check failure only occurs if you have a success. So you would gain 3 prestige and 4 spoils cards, but you would have to discard all of your salvage coins if you succeed and fail. So that's an interesting mechanic, and it's nice that it refers to something else. Let's see, like so. Predator versus prey, same thing. Playing God for a day, it refers to science from pre-war science and tragedies. Yeah, collecting samples. And here it refers to the radiation and biohazard suits and biomedical kit. So if you have these before the mission, then then you're in luck. So as you play this, and if you enjoy the game, you will play it more often, and you would recognize some of the cards and see their value. And here, for example, it is an APC. So you discard your vehicle and you gain this striker APC if you have this card, and it teleports your party to the nearest city hex. Don't ask me how you got there. And let's see, it ignores destruction twice. I'm not really sure what destruction is. Probably some kind of token that occurs once every 17 years or something. Uh, and the text of these missions is fantastic. Um, so here is Mount Rushmore. You were ordered to Mount Rushmore, so you place your party at location 30. So it would be very nice for Americans because they are of course proud of their culture. Mount Rushmore, hidden chamber inside the monument. You're exhausted and kicked with dirt from the journey through the Badlands. You could drink greedily from your canteens and stare in wonder at the colossal stone faces of Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Roosevelt jutting from the granite cliff face before you. Are you the first visitors to gaze upon these ghosts of the past since the Great War? The worn, stoic faces seem to stare back as if to ask, will they be the ones to discover the secrets? Tomorrow your search and excavation begin. Uh, so there are no typos at all in this mission thing. So some kind of editor checked all this text, and for example the action deck has several typos, but this one has 0 typos. So it's somebody else who checked these cards. So you do some random skill checks and then gain 1 prestige and 3 action cards. So from the actions deck you can gain those cards. Here's the Library of Congress. You get teleported to location 40. And it's inside of Washington D.C., the capital. There is a Library of Congress. Probably all Americans know this. And you access the vault. But what could happen is you remove the hard drives from the central server. Let me add it here. The data contained in this one-of-a-kind collection is absolutely priceless. Or you search the devastated city but are unable to locate the library. On the 3rd day you are ambushed by a well-armed gang. So you lose a prestige and you take 76 physical damage. That's on your characters. With but the black d6 dice. Or you could lose 2 prestige and take 4d6 physical damage, delayed, and then receive a 2-week penalty chip. With a crash and an unknown security apparatus locks down the vault, electrical countermeasures fry the computers. Your failure here causes an incomprehensible loss of knowledge for all of mankind. Let's see. There are so many cards that it is impossible to go through them all during a gameplay. But the text is fantastic. So here you have to dive under the water. This is a nice one. It's the you get teleported at hex 72, no matter if there were other party people there. From other players, and you gain the 1983 GMC Vendura, and the text is: your vehicle is a wreck. It's smoking, riddled with bullet holes, and its windows were shot out. It has been dying a slow, sputtering death since the blood-soaked, high-octane road war. Not only did your party survive, but you permanently ended the reign of the predatory road gang known as the Kubla Khans. This is at least referenced once by Frankie Goes to Hollywood in a song. They have been preying on any travelers in this area unfortunate enough to be caught on the road. Your double-tapped executions of the gang members were a lot kinder than they were to their countless unlucky victims. Somewhere in the smoking crater of Los Angeles, in a suburb called Pyro, Your vehicle dies its final death in a gravel back alley. Across the street, rusty signs with faded flourishing script call attention to something called the A-Team Museum, which sounds intriguing. Behind a massive pane of dusty glass you see a sporty black van with a red racing stripe and fin. Discard your current vehicle and gain the A-Team. Then, so there are. It is nice, but it is self-contained. That's my main problem. Let's see. Travel to the nearest neutral resource. So yeah, place your party in the city next to the southeast of 52, Churchill Downs, and here you gain Kentucky Thoroughbreds. That's transportation. So that's it's a lot of variation, but it is it doesn't go below the surface, and that's, I think, the recurring problem. Cheyenne Mountain. Okay, you stand one more. You stand in an immense corridor that ends at massive blast doors built into the side of a mountain. Your orders are to gain entrance and explore this impenetrable base. According to your briefing, this massive facility was once called NORAD, and it was an important base in the event of a nuclear war or extinction level event. And the complex also monitored US airspace and commanded missile silos. However, it is rumored to have been replaced with a newer version by Sigma Corporation after the 9/11 tragedy of 9/11. While the newer facility location remains shrouded in secrecy, this Cold War relic remains mysteriously operational. So, yeah. Let's do one more.